What's up, everyone? It's Alexa with Grace Cherish, where we are making beautiful and hospitable places. It is a new day and I am outside because we have been working on our areas where we're gonna have goats and chickens. Now, I've shared before, we've never had goats, we've never had chickens. This is not the life that Brandon and I grew up in, so it's something that we're excited for, excited to learn. We know there's gonna be a lot of learning, but one of the things that we are learning right now is just how to even prepare a place. I've talked about Philo. Philo is here, our property here. We live outside Atlanta. We live on 10 acres, and one of the things, or the thing that is most important to us is hospitality. And using this place, why we bought it, all of that, was to serve people and provide a place that's both beautiful and hospitable, where they can connect deeper with God, themselves, and others. That is the purpose, the hope, the goal of everything, when it's the garden, whether it's animals coming here, all of that. So with creating hospitable and beautiful places, that being so important to us, that goes with our animals. And so I keep looking over here because this is where, let me see if I can fix this. This is where our goats will be. In another video, I shared a bit more about that. And then the chickens are gonna be in a pen that's behind me. Let me move this. Okay, so we're kinda off. But anyway, it's been a lot of learning. I mean, just even getting rid of, we had a ton of brush, which you can see behind me, like Brandon's cleared all of this. One of the things that we had to do, which actually I'll let him explain because he's gonna do a lot better job of that. So let me let him explain. All right, so right now all right, Brandon, tell me, what are we doing right now?
So right now I'm clearing out around the fence for a couple different reasons. One is so we can put down hardware cloth on the bottom to prevent digging. That's the primary goal. Two is we want to be able to look all along the bottom of the fence. Since it's so overgrown, I didn't know what the status of the fence was. So I'm trying to look for holes and whatnot. There's actually a hole down there.
On which side?
This one down here.
Down here, okay.
Yeah, you'll probably
our fence is about 100 feet long this way, and then it's 40 feet this direction.
A little hole down here.
A hole there.
Yeah, the little animal can. You just want to make sure that you're not thinking this fence is secure when it's not. So we have an existing fence. We got to check the existing fence. It was so overgrown you couldn't even check the status of the existing fence. So that's two. I didn't have to rake everything to do that, but I had to cut everything back. But the reason why I'm raking and cutting all this off is so that the hardware cloth can sit down flat.
Because we're going to put a hardware cloth under the fence.
Well, no, it's not quite under the fence. It's going to be, so on the bottom is going to be the landscape fabric to prevent stuff from growing back up, because I don't want to do this again. And then the second thing we'll put on top of that will be the hardware cloth. I'm going to see if I can try to bend it. I'm going to get a 3-foot hardware cloth and bend a foot of it up and overlap the fence so there's no weak point along the fence line in the hardware cloth. It's all kind of one continuous anti-dig fence there. And then, yeah, once we do that, then hopefully the whole bottom perimeter will be dig free, except for then the gates, and we're gonna have to put some, I think, wood underneath the gates, and maybe along the sides to prevent anything from getting in that way.
Okay.
And then all we have to do worry about is from above for the chickens, and then from climbing over for the chicken and the goats.
Yeah, for the coyotes. Our main thing is we had coyotes, foxes, which we've seen on the property. Yep. Raccoons we've never seen, but they very well could come once we add our chickens and stuff here. So.
Yep.
Okay.
And then snakes will probably come in too, but I don't know if we're gonna be able to prevent them really.
Yeah. The main thing that we are focusing on, like I said, is getting ready for the animals. We were supposed to have goats come this weekend. They aren't coming this weekend anymore, so that we could push it off. We have my sister-in-law's wedding coming up in a few weeks, and we just trying to figure out the details of having people come who could watch the goats, but I was like, I wouldn't even know how to tell them to take care of the goats at that point. So we felt it better to just push it off. So we're now gonna get them at the end of the month, which is also when we are going to be getting the chickens, so it'll just be a whoosh of animals. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be new and probably a little wild, but we're really looking forward to it. But in the meantime, when it comes to the garden and other things, I've just been watching the green beans and the royal burgundy beans, seeing some flowers come up, seeing a lot of flowers not ever germinate. So I'm gonna do some replanting where I can for flowers that are okay to be started in June. So I'm gonna do some of that because I really want to get the flowers. The flowers to me is one of the biggest parts of doing Philo. For me, when I think about this being a place of beauty and hospitality, I think beauty points to hope. Like, I firmly believe that. And I believe that when we're surrounded in nature, when we're surrounded by beauty, that it really does do something to our souls. And I just know that there's so many of us out there who are anxious and tired and wearied and struggling with this thing or suffering through that thing. And I just so feel this sense of burden to create a place for people to rest, to be, and to experience the goodness and glory of God. Like, keeping it 100. Goodness and glory and the hope that God provides. And I believe that just even providing a place for people to encounter Him and to bear witness through creation and the beauty that surrounds us as a way to like reflect Him and just know like you're okay. That's why I always in these videos, I'm always wanting to talk about like you are a person of value and you matter, because you do. And I believe that like God says that. Like, I think he wouldn't have sent his son to die for us if he didn't think that there was some value and some purpose and and that he didn't have great love. I mean, the word says he had love for us, so he sent his son. And so Philo really is a response to that and wanting to just speak to that longing that I think we all have to be connected, especially in a society, and where I live in the United States, in our society, there's a lot of disconnection. I think all of us could say that. And so if the most I can do is have a place that's dedicated to offering that and going, against maybe the disconnection of our time to provide connection, that's what I want to do. That's what Brandon and I want to do with our time and with our life and with our money, So anyway, we're so thankful for all the ways that God has been kind. I talked about a 12 events and 12-month challenge that I've been doing for Grace and Cherish, for Philo. And it's been wonderful, and it's been really beautiful to see what happens when, again, you just open up your doors and let God do the rest. I can't manufacture good conversation. I can't manufacture connection. All I can do is provide a place. And that's what my main encouragement too, and even doing this channel, is that. Like, I'm not just doing this to homestead for ourselves, even though I think that that's a worthy, beautiful thing too. That's just for us. It wasn't only that. It was this next step that was, let us do this for the goodness of those around us too. May our family be blessed by it, and may it bless others. Like, may it be multiplied. That's our prayer. Lord, multiply what it is that we have to the goodness of others and benefit. Oh, I thought it was a hummingbird. It's not. It's still a really pretty bird, but totally got distracted. Sorry. Anyway, I feel very passionate, very, very passionate about that, because it's just, I think so much could change if we all were opening up our places. Whether you live in an apartment with no backyard, or you live, I don't know, on 50 acres or way more than what we have, like whatever, somewhere in between, renting, not, whatever. I think there's a lot of opportunity. And this actually isn't even limited to our homes. This is something that we can be doing we should be doing in our churches, I'd say. If someone who follows Jesus, this is just a part of discipleship and living the life, practicing the way of Jesus, following. I mean, like John Mark Comer, if you ever read his book, he always says practicing the way. Like, practicing the way of Jesus, walking as Jesus walked. Like that's a part of it. Hospitality, caring for others. But I think when we consider our classrooms, I think when we consider where we work, when we go into those places, are they hospitable? Are the places hospitable? And also, are we people who embody that hospitality? So this is my TED Talk on hospitality. I'm very passionate about it because I think it can get so misconstrued and diluted and made into something that extroverts do, which it's not. But at least biblically, I don't think that we can get away with that. I think that it's something that we all can do, and we can all do in different ways. Big events, small events, get the gathering with your neighbor where you're just sitting out back talking. You know what I mean? There are just so many ways for us to show hospitality and live it out in our everyday life. So, all right, let's see. I think that's all we got for today, because really I'm in go mode for the other stuff. So I'll keep everyone posted in these coming weeks as we continue to prepare a place for these animals that are coming. We have the chicken coop that has to get built. I mean, there's a lot that's going on. So I look forward to continuing to share that with you. Thanks for hanging out with me. Bless you. Remember that you matter. You're not more important than anyone else, but you're certainly not less important either. Don't forget that. Live out of a place of knowing that you are deeply and richly loved. Bless you.